Congratulations, you've made it to the interview stage at Leicester Medical School. This year we've had to make a change and move to online interviews. We've tried these out over the summer and we think they work well and are fair and reliable, and we hope you will too. We've tested out a number of platforms and, like you, have probably become familiar with online teaching over the summer, which is something that is obviously quite new to all of us. But we hope you'll like this platform. These slides and the accompanying Word document are going to give you some information about how to use the platform. Though in reality, we'll be doing most of the moving of you around and showing any documents in the background. All you need to do is know how to log on, perhaps have a look at how to alter the size of some fonts for documents that you might need to read, and make sure you know how to show us your identification on the day of your interview. You'll also get the opportunity to try out this system with some of our current students. You'll be sent a link to a training session. In this training session, as well as getting used to the platform, we also hope that you'll take the opportunity to ask our current students what it's like to be a medical student at Leicester. This is because usually when you attended a face-to-face interview, we would have had a tour with them, and we don't want you to miss out on that opportunity. Anyway, sit back and enjoy and learn about Blackboard Collaborate. So you'll have been sent a link to join your MMI interviews rotation. This link will have only been sent to you and the other candidates and interviewers that are doing this circuit. When you log on, this is a screen that you'll see. You'll be asked to join the session as a guest. Please type in your name and UCAS number as it appears on your UCAS application form. Then click Join Session. So when you enter the session, you'll join the main room. Depending whether you're the first in there, it may say something like this on this screen, you're the only one in the room, but that's unlikely as there'll be interviewers ahead of time. But either way, there'll be a screen that says main room, and at this point you need to give permission to turn on your video and your audio. And you'll see that the links for this are at the bottom of the screen. So please do that next. When you're asked to turn on your video, it actually then says share video, and you need to click that. Once you've done that, I just want to show you the layout of the screen. Your image should now appear at the bottom left. There is a button that allows you to comment on your status, although you shouldn't really need that. There's a button for you to raise your hand if you have a query. And then you do need to know about the Open Tools button, but I'll come back to that. Once you're in the main room having your instructions, you may find it preferential to turn off your audio and possibly turn off your video to help with your bandwidth. We are going to check each and every one of you to see whether you're having any technical issues before we move you into your interview rooms. You can choose the layout of the speakers like other platforms while you're in the main room. You can choose speaker or group mode. Obviously, for most of the interview, this won't matter as it'll just be you and an interviewer in the individual rooms. Now, if you click the Open Tools, those purple arrows at the bottom right, they'll take you to a toolbar. On the toolbar, there are 4 options: Chat, Participants, Share Content, Settings. The only 2 you really probably need to know about are Chat and Settings. On Settings, you can adjust your speaker volume. You can also tick audio notification. And I would suggest that you do that because in the background we will be letting you know certain timings through each station, and they will pop up on your screen if you have audio notification. Well, you'll get the added bonus of an audio ping as well as seeing them out the corner of your eye. As I said earlier, we are taking responsibility of moving you from room to room. When you move from room to room, it really is a bit of an eerie experience the first time it happens. Now, you may actually now be used to this with breakout rooms during some of your teaching sessions at school or university. But if not, this is the sort of screen that you'll see on Blackboard Collaborate. It'll say moving to. Now, rather than group 1, on the day it'll say to the station, and there'll be 5 stations. You'll move clockwise. So some of you will start in station 1 and go to station 2. Some of you will start in 2 and go to 3, 3 and 4, and so on, and you'll rotate through all of them. Once you get into your room, there'll be you, and your picture will probably appear at the bottom right, and the interviewer whose picture will probably appear at the bottom left. Now, you can look at participants, but as I say, you don't need to do this. But should you find yourself on that page, please do not click anything that looks like a square button with a round circle round it, because that will get you out of the group. When you move into a room, what should happen is that the applicant instructions will be visible for you. The interviewer will say hello, check your name, and then give you a minute to read your instructions. At the end of that minute, they will remove the instructions, and most of the time you'll now be able to see the interviewer. In a couple of the stations, other files will be shared with you. But again, do not worry, you haven't got to do any of that. It's all in the hands of the interviewer. In the Comprehension Station, for instance, a document will be shared with you, and you can move it up and down. You can make it smaller or bigger using these tools. Again, don't go near the square with a circle. That's for the interviewer only. If you want to use the chat, and this is really if something goes wrong which cannot be answered by raising your hand should be your first port of call, then you want the everyone chat. And once you're in the everyone chat, there'll be a box appear at the bottom. When the interview has finished, we need to allow some time for the interviewer to mark, but also some time for the moderators to arrange you to all move from one station to the next. Consequently, there will be a bit of sitting around. We've asked the interviewers to put the instructions back up for the next applicant. So you'll see the shared screen. You may also see alerts coming in telling you that you're about to move. But when you are moved, again, it is a little bit eerie the first time it happens. But you'll then appear in your next room with the instructions showing. The interviewer will introduce themselves, and then off you go again. So again, this is the sort of thing you'll see as you move. Now at the very end, you'll go back into the main room. There'll be other people there. This slide was taken when I was the only person in the session, so that's why it looks like this. When it's all finished, you can finally leave the session. We'll let you know when, and you click the button at the top left, and then at the bottom this will appear, leave session. It's a little door saying goodbye, and you leave through that, and that's it. So we really hope that this PowerPoint presentation and the Word document that we'll send as well makes it easier for you, and that on the day you'll get some time to enjoy it. Please rest assured that from a technical point of view, we'll be a lot more nervous than you. Anyway, take care, stay safe, goodbye.